And I say, why? Why? Tell him that it's Diddy nature. Why? Why? That's like I'm trying to be like him. Can you guys tell? Damn. Gotta go back to work. I miss you, Keegan. Come back sometime. I hope I hope that you are able to fucking be a fucking follow you on Latugan. We gotta get to chit chatting it up. Alright. We are now reading the book. Letter. I'm going on fucking. I'm gonna go on Google and look this shit up. LXIII Roman numerals 63. No, we finished other letters. We're almost done. This is how much we got left. And then this is how much we finished. We're at page 120. Alright, you ready for this? Letter 63. I am very sorry to I'm very sorry to hear of your friend Flaccus's death. Still, I would not have you grieve unduly over it. I can scarcely venture to demand that you should not grieve at all, and yet I am convinced that it is better that way. But who will ever? He's right. No. He's 100% right. Like honestly, it's crazy as fuck. The best way to mourn is you don't. Where did my pencil go? Bro, I can't annotate. Pencil? Where did you go? Genuinely almost got shit on by not having my pencil for annotations. Okay. And yet I am convinced that it is better that wait, I can scarcely venture to demand that you should not grieve at all. Wow. And yet I am convinced that it is better that way. Okay. But who will ever be granted that strength of character unless he be a man already lifted far out of fortune's reach? Even he will feel a twinge of pain when a thing like this happens. But only a twinge. As for us, we can be pardoned for having given way to tears as long as they have not run down in excessive quantities, and we have checked them for ourselves. When one has lost a friend, one's eyes should be neither dry nor streaming. Tears, yes, there should be, but not lamination. What is lamination? Like when you laminate something, how it makes it shiny, is that what he's referring to? Tears, yes, there should be, but not lamentation. I'm going on Google. Lamentation definition. Definition. Lamentation. Send me a chibi art or like that you've done. Wait, I didn't even look up lamentation because you fucking threw me off, dickhead. The passionate and demonstrative expression of grief, sorrow, or deep regret. That's a good word. Can you find the rule I am laying down? A harsh one, when the greatest of Greek poets has restricted to a single day, no more a person's right to cry. In the passage where he tells us that even Niobe remembered to eat. Would Niobe, wait, Niobe, Greek god. This this might be my favorite one. Oh no, this isn't the lady who fucking. This is not the lady who can transform her body into like a thousands of them. Can you wait? We're gonna read this part again. Can you find the rule I am laying down? A harsh one. When the greatest of Greek poets has restricted to a single day, no more, a person's right to cry. In the passage where he tells us that even Niobe remembered to eat, would you like to know what lies behind extravagant weeping and wailing? In our tears, we are trying to find. In our tears, we are trying to find means of proving that we feel the loss. We are not being governed by our grief, but pardoning it. No one ever goes into mourning from the benefit merely of himself. Oh, the miserable folly of it all. That there should be an element of ostentation in grief. Come now, you will be asking, are you saying that I should forget a person who has been a friend? Well, you are not proposing to keep him very long in your memory. If his memory is to last just as long as your grief, at any moment, something or other will happen that will turn that long face of yours into a smiling one. I do not see very much time going by before the sense of loss is mitigated, and even the nearest sorrowing settle down. Your face will cease to be its present picture of sadness as soon as you take your eyes off yourself. At the moment you are keeping a watch on your grief, but even as you do, it is fading away, and the keener it is, the quicker it is to stopping. That's kind of interesting when it's talking about grief. Let us see to it that the recollection of those we have lost become a pleasure to us. Nobody really cares to cast his mind back to something which he's never going to think of without pain. Damn, this one has a lot of good shit to actually fucking annotate on it. Inevitable as it is that the names of persons who were dear to us and are now lost should cause us a gnawing sort of pain when we think of them. That pain is not without a pleasure of its own. As my teacher Attalus used to say, in the pleasures we find in the memory of departed friends, there is a resemblance to the way in which certain bitter fruits are agreeable, or the very acidity of an excedently old wine has its attraction. But after a certain interval, all that painted us is obliterated, and the enjoyment comes to us unalloyed. If we are to believe him, thinking of friends who are alive and well is like feasting on cakes and honey. Recalling those who are gone in is pleasant, but not without a touch of soreness. Who would deny though that even acid things like this with a harshness in the taste do stimulate the palate? I kind of like the analogies with food, and I'll check out your work. Pause. I like the analogies with food and like emotions. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting, really. I say why? Bro, I already checked it. That's all your art that you have. You're finna get unfollowed. I'll let you at chibi art. Okay. Personally, I do not agree with him there. Okay, we're gonna read this thing back because someone fucked me up. Thinking of friends who are alive and well is like feasting on cakes and honey. Recalling those who are gone is pleasant, but not without a touch of soreness. Who would deny, though, that even acid things like this, with a harshness in the taste, do stimulate the palate? Personally, I do not agree with him there. Thinking of departed friends is to me something sweet and mellow. Whoa. Wow. Really? Thinking of them as sweet and mellow, that for when I had them with me, it was with the feeling that I was going to lose them. And now that I have lost them, I keep the feeling that I have them with me still. That kind of gave me goosebumps. That is a good. What the fuck? That one is. Whoa. 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 So, my dear, I have them with me still. So, my dear Lucilius, behave in keeping with your usual fair mindedness and stop misinterpreting the kindness of fortune. She has given as well as taken away. Let us therefore go all out to make the most of friends, since no one can tell how long we shall have the opportunity. Let us just think how often we have them behind when we are setting out on some long journey or other, or how often we fail to see them when we are staying in the same area, and we shall realize that we have lost all too much time while they are still alive. That is true. We don't really appreciate people no more. Like, or no, we don't really appreciate people in general. Can you stand people who treat their friends with complete neglect and then mourn them to distraction, never caring about anyone unless they have lost him? And the reason they lament them so extravagantly then is that they are afraid people may wonder whether they did care. They are looking for belated means of demonstrating their devotion. If we have other friends, we are hardly kind or appreciative of them. If they count for so as little when it comes to consoling us. Hmm. Appreciative when it comes if they count for so very little when it comes to counseling us for the one we have buried. If we have no other friends, we have done ourselves a greater injury than fortune has done us. She has deprived us of a single friend, but we have deprived ourselves of every friend we have failed to make. What? A person's moreover who has not been able to care about more than one friend cannot have cared even about that one too much. Supposing someone lost his one and only shirt in a robbery, would you not think him an utter idiot if he chose to bewail his loss rather than look around him for some means of keeping out the cold and find something to put on over his shoulders? You have buried someone you loved. Now look for someone to love. Mm, it is better to make good the loss of a friend than to cry over him. Hi, Marvel fan. How are you doing today, bro? What I am about to go on to say, I know a commonplace, but I am not going to omit it merely because everyone has said it. Even a person who has not deliberately put an end to his grief finds an end to it. The passing of time and merely growing weary of sorrowing is quite shameful as a means of curing sorrow in the case of an enlightened man. I should prefer to see you abandoning grief than in abandoning you. Much as you may wish, you will not be able to keep it up for very long. So give it up as early as possible. For women over for fathers, fix the period of mourning at a year with the intention not that women should continue mourning as long as that, but that they should not go on any longer. For men, no period is prescribed at all, because none would be decent. Yet, out of all, the pathetic female. What the fuck? Dude, I'm doing awesome sauce kitty cats. Wait, for men, no period is prescribed at all because none would be decent. Yet, out of all the pathetic females you know of who were only dragged away from the graveside or even torn from the body itself, with the greatest of difficulty, can you show me one whose tears lasted for a whole month? Nothing makes itself unpopular quite so quickly as a person's grief. When it is fresh, it attracts people to its side, finds someone to offer it consolation. But if it is perpetuated, it becomes an object of ridicule, deservedly too. for it is either feigned or foolish, and all that this comes to you from me, the very man who wept for Aeneas Serenus, that dearest of friend to me, so unrestrainably, so unrestrainedly that I must needs be included, though this is the last thing I should want. Among examples of men who have been defeated by grief, nevertheless, I condemn today the way I behaved then. I realize now that my sorrowing in the way I did was mainly due to the fact that I had never considered the possibility of his dying before me. Oh, that is actually a good. Oh, wait, did you not? Wait, did you say that message twice? I thought I responded to you, Marvel fan. But are you going to be doing anything today, Marvel fan? That he was younger than I was, a good deal younger too, was all that ever occurred to me, as if fate paid any regard to seniority. So let us bear it constantly in mind that those we are fond of are just as liable to death as we are ourselves. What I should have said before was my friend Cyrenus is younger than I am, but what difference does that make? He should die later than me, but it is quite possible he will die before me. It was just because I did not do so that fortune caught me unprepared with the sudden blow. Now I bear it in mind not only that all things are liable to death, but that the liability is governed by no set rules. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. Let us reflect then. I thought I responded to you, Marvel fan. What are you going to be doing today, Marvel fan? Let us reflect then, my dearest Lucilius, that we ourselves shall not be long in reaching the place we mourn his having reached. Perhaps, too, if only there is truth in the story, told by sages, and some welcoming abode awaits us. He whom we suppose to be dead and gone has merely been sent on ahead. You don't know what you're going to do today? So that one was letter 63. We are currently on letter 65 now. Okay, how many pages is 65? Jesus Christ. Let me get a sip before I start the drink. Let me get a sip. You don't know what you're going to do today? You don't have a. You don't. Yeah, I'm reading. And I said, why? Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Why? I think I will play IDV after. Bro, we were just on IDV Marvel fan. You missed it. By the way, is there gonna be any new heroes coming to Rivals after the dinosaur? Or do we not know yet? Huh. Boy, letter 65. So have you checked out my chibi style emotes? That you have zero chibi art style emotes, by the way, Anne. Like absolutely zero. I mean, I have played Marvel Rivals. I wanted to stream it a little bit, but Marvel Rivals is kind of hard to stream because it just crashes on computer. Well, I don't think I'll have enough time to read the other letters, so we're gonna like just stop here for today, guys. I lost myself on the internet just to see if she'll find. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.